Today, I will tell you about a very famous urban legend in Mexico. That is La Planchada, the ghostly nurse. A ghostly nurse always wanders through the corridors of the hospital. She will not harm anyone. Even the fortunate patients who meet her will quickly recover no matter how severe their illness is. This is a creepypasta story, but for me, it's not scary at all. Instead, it's quite a sad story. Now let's find out together. They say that there was a nurse named Eulalia working for a certain hospital. Eulalia was an attractive girl with blonde hair, kind eyes, and a benevolent look. Moreover, she was a very dedicated nurse to her job. She cared not only for the patients but also for her colleagues. Eulalia always looked neat and tidy, her white uniform always perfectly ironed, never with a stain or a wrinkle. As predicted, Eulalia quickly received high praise from the doctors, which also meant jealousy from her colleagues. However, Eulalia did not pay much attention to the jealousy from the outside, and her life was indeed peaceful. During the day, she spent most of her time working at the hospital and then returned to her small home, where her father, mother, and two younger brothers lived. However, everything changed one day. The hospital director called all the doctors to introduce a new doctor, Dr. Joaquin. He was a smart and handsome man, tall and from a noble family, but he had a very arrogant personality. In the first few days, Eulalia did not say anything to this doctor. It must be said that she wanted to stay away from this man as much as possible because there were too many rumors that he was an arrogant man who looked down on others. Until one day, Eulalia was summoned to assist Dr. Joaquin in an operation, and after that day, Eulalia was truly impressed by the doctor's appearance and intelligence. Although many people said that he did not match her and he just considered her as a passing toy, Eulalia did not believe it. Love made the nurse ignore everything. More than a year after dating, one day, Dr. Joaquin suddenly proposed to her. Needless to say, she agreed immediately in a burst of happiness, and the wedding was quickly scheduled. However, before the wedding, Dr. Joaquin had to attend a seminar in another city for 15 days. Before leaving, Dr. Joaquin told Eulalia to help him iron his clothes. A day before leaving, he went to Eulalia's house to pick up his clothes and say goodbye to his lover. They still didn't forget to give each other hugs, kisses, and everlasting love words. However, a week after Joaquin's absence, Eulalia was extremely surprised when Dr. Joaquin was not going to the seminar as he said, but he had resigned from the hospital and was going on a honeymoon with his new wife. That news made Eulalia silent. She didn't say anything, didn't know what to say. She just quietly left the room. The feeling of breaking up was like losing someone very important in life. The next day she found out, and indeed Dr. Joaquin had resigned from the hospital, so the honeymoon trip was probably true like the rumors. With a broken heart because of the betrayal of her lover, Eulalia gradually fell into depression. The sadness that gnawed at her affected her work, and she gradually neglected her patients. One night, one of the patients died because Eulalia forgot to inject them. Realizing her serious mistake, Eulalia became increasingly remorseful and self-blaming. And one night people found her dead in the hospital. After her death, strange things also began to happen. Patients, nurses, and doctors who had seen a nurse without a clear face standing floating in the emergency room. Some even say that it seems that the ghost of the nurse emits a blue light behind her back. She often floats through the hospital corridors, and people start calling her La Planchada in Spanish. It is translated as the polite nurse. Because every time she appears, she often wears a brand new nurse's uniform, perfectly ironed. According to some other reports, they also saw this ghostly nurse taking care of patients in the emergency room. It is believed that at night, when some hospital staff oversleep or deliberately neglect their duties to take care of patients, La Planchada will appear and do their jobs. All patients who have met and been treated by her will become healthy only after one night. Some think that because Eulalia felt guilty, she returned to trying to fix her mistakes. Others think that she has to pay for what she did, and her punishment is to take care of patients for the rest of her life. In some other versions, Eulalia had never been engaged to the young doctor. He simply rejected her feelings, causing her great pain. Then she unleashed her anger on innocent patients, causing a tragic death. But no matter how the story goes, some hospitals in Mexico have also confirmed the truth about Eulalia's ghost. Many suddenly healthy patients said, "I saw and was taken care of by her all night." And this is Creep Factor. Thank you for taking the time to watch the entire video. And if you like this video, please click like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more interesting contents.